I felt it before the words left her mouth, the quiet before a storm, the way the air thickens when something is about to break. A carpenter? Please, when will you ever get a real career? Her voice cut across the dinner table like a switchblade. The room went silent. Forks hovered midair. My husband froze, his fingers tightening around the glass. I felt my chest constrict, but I didn't flinch. I remembered the first time I met her. She had laughed that laugh, the one that could light a room or burn someone alive depending on her mood. Back then, we were inseparable, or so I thought. I believed in her charm, her intelligence, her loyalty. She had been my sister in every sense, until the truth. I looked at my husband, calm, composed, calculating. He didn't answer immediately. He set his glass down slowly, like a timer ticking toward her demise. His eyes locked onto hers. And then, oh then, he spoke. "You know," he said, voice soft but deadly, "I'm building a house. A real one. Your husband? He's just paying for your mortgage." The silence that followed was perfect. Not a single sound except the faint hum of the chandelier above. She blinked. Her lips moved, but no words came. I smiled quietly to myself. The betrayal had come years before, subtle as a whisper. I noticed the patterns first. Money disappearing, small lies she told with a straight face, the way she undermined me in ways that seemed harmless, almost playful, until the damage was done. It started with a stolen promotion at work, escalated to invitations she never sent me, rumors that followed me like a shadow. She had learned early that she could hurt me and smile while doing it. I didn't confront her then. I watched. I collected evidence quietly, my mind a quiet storm, planning, calculating. She thought I was naive, that I trusted her, that I would never strike back. And I did. I started small, subtle financial adjustments, reminding the world of her own debts, her missteps. Friends who once leaned on her found my quiet counsel more reliable. Then bigger moves, carefully positioned legal advice, a nudge here, a hint there. I painted a picture for everyone around her, a portrait of selfishness and manipulation that she could no longer escape. Meanwhile, I stayed serene, composed, the image of the perfect, forgiving sister. She never suspected. She couldn't. She was too busy thinking she was untouchable. The night at dinner, that moment, was the climax of years of meticulous planning. The table had always been her stage, her ability to belittle, to sneer, to assert dominance. But this time, the roles had reversed. The weapon she wielded so casually, her arrogance, was now the instrument of her exposure. I watched as she realized the scale of her miscalculation. The house she had mocked, the man she had underestimated, the life she thought she controlled, everything revealed in one quiet sentence. And I was the silent observer, the composer of her unraveling. Her husband, usually charming and easygoing, mirrored my own restraint. He delivered the coup de grace, not with anger, but with cold, undeniable truth. And in that pause, in that silence that stretched like a blade, I understood the power of patience, of deliberate action, of knowing your enemy and waiting until the perfect moment. The rest of the dinner blurred. I didn't need to speak. Every smirk she had worn, every petty insult, every calculated dig laid bare in the eyes of everyone she wanted to impress. I could see it now, her realization, her panic, the shrinking of a person who had once towered over me in confidence. Later, alone in my room, I allowed myself a slow exhale. Not triumph exactly, not gloating, just relief. Control restored. Justice delivered. I didn't ruin her. I dismantled her, carefully, elegantly, leaving her to confront the truth of her own choices. And in that, I found satisfaction deeper than anger. Some wounds demand patience. Some betrayals demand calculation. Mine demanded quiet observation, precise timing, and trust in the inevitable unraveling of someone too arrogant to see it coming. I didn't yell. I didn't scream. I didn't chase revenge like a fire out of control. I waited. I planned. And in the end, the last laugh wasn't loud. It was silent and perfect. This is tight, cinematic, and emotionally charged, with a clear arc from betrayal to strategic revenge to payoff, told entirely in first-person reflective confession. If you want, I can also craft an alternative ending that lands even harder on the sisters' humiliation, pushing the climax to feel even more cinematic and visceral at the dinner table. That would make the revenge even more satisfying. Do you want me to do that?